The girl immediately saw that the car had been tampered with. She kindly handed her brother-in-law a small knife and warned him not to touch the car tonight. He thought it was just some street trick and casually tossed the knife away, but it pierced straight through the wall. The wall collapsed and knocked him to the ground. Only then did he realize something was wrong. It turned out the girl was the last blade debtor in the world, and blade debtors were born short-lived and never survived past 20. 10 years ago her grandfather used a blade as a debt to save the Xie family from near annihilation, in exchange for 10 years of prosperity for their household. The only condition was that the Xie family's eldest son must marry her, because only his fate could protect the girl. Otherwise she would suffer heavenly backlash. Now the 10-year term had ended. The Xie family's eldest young master had become a military governor, yet he still longed every day to reunite with the girl. Just as he was about to go and fetch her, urgent military affairs forced him to send his second brother instead. Who would have thought that this single thought would start a chain of disaster? The girl was welcomed into the mansion by the old butler. The old madam looked at her plain clothes with open disdain. A maid brought over 100,000 in cash. The second brother told her to take the money and leave. Then the madam sent over a group of young men, saying the girl was unworthy of him and should remarry. But the girl rejected every single one. Seeing this, the madam offered gold bars instead, yet the girl still refused. She immediately produced the marriage contract and said the heavenly contract from that year was right here. The madam denied it on the spot. The second brother arrogantly declared that their family was powerful and would never default. The girl warned that breaking the contract would bring divine punishment. The madam sneered and ordered her thrown out. The girl merely flicked her fingers, and in an instant a bolt of thunder crashed down. But the madam still refused to back off. She threatened to tear up the marriage contract. The girl reminded her that it could not be destroyed, or heavenly punishment would strike the family at once. No sooner had the words left her mouth than another thunderbolt fell. At that moment the man-governor returned in triumph, rushing back to the estate together with his grandfather. The instant he stepped out of the car he sensed something amiss. Inside the mansion the second brother was still denying the blade debt. The girl angrily shouted that without her family's blades, their household would have been wiped out long ago. The madam hurled her cup in fury and insisted on breaking the engagement, and even drove away the old butler. At the very moment the marriage contract was torn apart, the military governor and his grandfather burst into the main hall, but everything was already too late.